What attracts God? It's an interesting question because most people already assume the opposite. They think, I need to get my life together first, or I need to be better, or I need to sort myself out, and then maybe God will be interested. But what if that's not true? What if God isn't waiting for you to reach Him? What if He's already reaching for you? There's a line in the Bible, Revelation 3:20, that says, Here I am, I stand at the door and knock. Not forcing his way in, not pushing the door open, just knocking. There's a famous painting called The Light of the World. Jesus standing at a door overgrown, worn out, with no handle on the outside. It's because the handle's on our side, and still He knocks. And here's a thought. What if God is using moments, situations, even people, maybe like me, to get your attention? Because that's exactly what happened to me. I was a police officer. I didn't have any faith. Just a few months into my career, I found myself in a fish and chip shop dealing with a situation involving a man who was about 6'7", a big, muscly man, and he took my baton from me. It's fair to say he got my attention. Now, at the time, neither of us knew anything about the Bible or about faith, or about Jesus, really. It was just another incident, or so I thought, because a few years later, that same man, the one I sent to prison, introduced me to Jesus Christ. And then, later on, he baptised me. The man I arrested became the man who changed the direction of my life. Now think about that for a moment. What if God already knew? What if He already saw a future where that man's life would be transformed, then used him to reach me? What if God was working long before I even realised it? Not waiting, but knocking and reaching. I spent 28 years as a police officer and I grew up in Glasgow. I've seen a lot. I've dealt with conflict, chaos, pressure, but nothing changed my life more than that moment. My name's Brian McCarthy, and this is Turn to Wisdom. Over the years, through my work with the Christian Police Association and other ministries, I've met incredible people. Not perfect people, but people who live with purpose, with calm, with clarity, and with wisdom. And it changes the way they handle life, relationships and pressure. And one thing's become very clear. Wisdom is available to anyone who will seek it. Now I'll be honest with you, if you're hoping that one day to stand before God and say, I didn't know, I was too busy, nobody ever told me, that's a risk, and I wouldn't personally take. Because the truth is, God's already reaching out, often quietly, often daily, often through people that you would not expect, inviting you into something more. Here's the good news. The wisdom we need for life, for relationships, for decisions, for purpose, is already there. It's been preserved for thousands of years in the Bible, and in this short series I want to show you a simple way to start applying it, and a tool called the Wisdom Compass. It's a simple framework drawn from the teachings of Jesus and the practical wisdom found in Proverbs. And over this short series of videos, I'll walk you through it, not in a complicated way, just simple, real, usable steps that can, if you want to, start changing how you think, start helping you to choose wisdom. The truth is, it all begins with something really small, something most people overlook. Gratitude. That breath you just took, that was a gift. And that one. And that one. Life itself was a gift. And when you start to see it that way, everything begins to change. For me, grumpy, bent out of shape, I thought the grass was greener everywhere else. Until I started taking care of what was already in front of me. And my wife said it's like I changed overnight. It turns out it's a pretty good place to be. When you strip everything back, the wisdom of the Bible comes down to this. Love God and love other people as you love yourself. You can build your life on that, and when the pressure comes, and it will, you'll still be standing firm. The good news is you already have access to all this wisdom right there on your phone, and it won't cost you money, just a bit of time and a willingness to look and learn. So stay with me. In the next video, we're going to start looking at the wisdom compass. And the first question in the compass is, what does it actually mean to love God? See you in there.